Good morning, everybody. This is Terry with Gateway to Counseling. Welcome to the show today. We come to you Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays between 8:15 and 8:30. You guys are welcome to send me questions. I will not use your name. I am hoping that you guys had an awesome weekend. If you are in the Houston area, we had some really good weather, didn't we? I hope you got to go out to the beach or do something a little fun. I actually relaxed quite a bit this weekend. It was phenomenal. After spending a great amount of time with my family on Friday, we did some Zydeco dancing. And then I took my nephew out to eat on Saturday, and that was always fun, right? So, all right. I want to continue the conversation that we started on last Wednesday, and that is about financial stress. And just as a little bit of a recap, we were going down two different roads. My point is that I want you to understand it doesn't matter how much money you make. For the most part, it doesn't matter how much money you make, because everyone can experience financial stress if they don't manage their money correctly. Now, having said that, there are individuals who work a regular job and they don't make enough money to cover their expenses. I started going into this a little bit last week. I remember talking to someone a long time ago, and she had a fairly good job. Her husband had a decent job. He worked as a foreman at a company, and he just didn't make a lot of money. I think he was making maybe $9 at the time, an hour. And they have a house, not an extravagant house, but they have a nice home in a nice area of town. And they were just struggling. And it wasn't because they were spending extra money doing extra things. It's just that they were not making enough money. And let's face it, here in the Houston area, things continue to increase. Rent increases. Prices of homes increase. We talked about that last week. And you might be in a situation where you cannot afford your expenses. Because a lot of times our housing expenses are taking anywhere from 33% to 50% of our income. Guys, that is a lot, right? I remember talking to someone, a lady who is a single parent, and she wanted to buy a home. She decided not to buy. She decided to wait. And guys, she would probably never be able to buy now. Why? Because as we were looking at homes, the prices were increasing drastically. I mean, we were seeing things go from, this was back just about maybe 5 years ago. We were seeing everything go from $90,000 to $100,000 to $110,000. By the end of the summer, it was $120,000. That was a few years ago. So, as you can imagine, the purpose of buying a home is to lock in the rate, lock in the price, so that you can afford it later on. Because let's face it, rent prices are also increasing, right? I talked about that last week. So you might be in a situation where your money does not cover your expenses, not because you're living an extravagant life, but because the prices are just increasing, right? And you haven't locked in your rates. So what do you do in that situation? Today we want to focus on what do you do. In that particular situation, guys, you might have to go out and get another job, or you might have to get a second job. Or as someone I know who has 3 jobs, right? One is full-time as a teacher, believe it or not. This person is a teacher, and she doesn't make enough money to support her and her son. So she has to go out and get 2 different extra jobs. You know, contract work over here, working maybe 1 or 2 days over there, maybe not working for a few months over here, but then working during the summertime. You know, she's a teacher, so she also tutors kids during the summertime. And so she's able to kind of flex her schedule as she decides she needs to. And she's able to go out and make the kind of money that she wants to, right? It's unfortunate that she's a school teacher here in the Texas area and she doesn't make enough money to cover her rent and her living expenses. And again, she's not living an extravagant life. Now that she's working these extra little jobs and making extra money, then she is able to do some extra things, okay? That's one situation. I also discussed with you guys about a doctor that I worked with who lost his home. Very good doctor, had a growing practice, but lost his home. And you're saying, well, how in the world can a doctor lose his home? Well, there are multiple reasons why. Number one is because doctors tend to take out a lot of loans. And, you know, loans for education. And I know we are trained to believe that taking out a loan for our education is a good loan, right? And I don't know. I believe in education. Of course I do, guys. I mean, I went through 12 years through graduation of high school, 4 years of college, another 2 years of college to get my master's, and another 1 year of college to become an LPC. So I believe in the educational system. But as I said before, I could have gone back and gotten my PhD. And when I looked at the financial commitment of not being able to work for 3 years and living on loans for 3 years, financially, it was not worth it. I think we have to be smart enough to analyze a situation and not just believe the hype, okay? I know someone who went to college to get a degree in real estate. I pause because you don't have to go to college to become a realtor. You don't have to go to college to learn about the real estate market. You can go to Champions and take a condensed course and not spend nearly as much money. You can learn from all the gurus and you can read books on your own to learn about the real estate market. You don't have to go to Texas A&M and get a 4-year degree in real estate. And I understand that a lot of parents want their children to go to college, and so they're willing to pay whatever it costs to help them go. If you have the finances to do that, I say please do it. You know, I know someone who said her son got a degree in liberal arts. And I said, liberal arts? She said, I don't care. He went to college and got a degree. And so now he can build on that, right? And I understand that if you don't have to take out loans to do it. When you have to start borrowing money to do things, I think you have to be very wise in the decisions that you're making. And so this doctor took out a lot of loans. And then he decided to start his own practice. And guys, that cost a lot of money. You have to have the building in a certain area of town, on a certain street corner, so that people find you. You have to do a lot of marketing. You have to have billboards and commercials. That can cost you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month until you build your practice. And you're incurring those costs at the beginning when you're not making any money. So what are you doing? You're taking out loans. You're taking out credit card loans. You're taking out home equity loans. You're taking out loans. I know people, I'm a rodeo girl, and I know people who will buy a steer. They will buy art. They will buy all kinds of things. They will buy trips because it's being auctioned off and it's for a good cause. And when it becomes time to pay those thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because you bought a lamb or a goat or a pig, they don't call it a pig, they call it a swine. You bought a swine or whatever you purchased. You don't have the money to pay for it. You purchased it in March. It's now May, June, and you don't have the money. And what do? You go out and get a new credit card where you can take out cash so that you can go and pay for something that you did not even need. And now you are stressed. What I am saying to you guys today is that sometimes we create our stress level. So I want you to be more conscious of the decisions that you are making. I want you to be more conscious of, do I really need to take a trip to the Dominican Republic? Do I really need to take a trip to California? Do I really need to take that trip to San Antonio and spend $1,000 for the weekend? Do I need to go to Hotel Zaza and stay for the weekend and spend $1,500? Do I need to do that so that I can relax and spend time with my family? No, guys, you don't. Let's look at our financial situation, analyze it, and say, this is what we can afford. Not just today, but tomorrow also. Because you can have a good May and a bad June. You know, I'm a realtor. I'm pretty much retired, but still, I'm a realtor. And I know the cycle, right? You can have a good May, June, July, and decent August. And by September, you're crashing. And then you don't have anything September, October, November. You might get something December and January. And then you crash again for February and maybe March. Guys, you're learning to live on the income you can produce for maybe 6 months. So be smart about how you're allocating your funds. Realize that you need to have money saved in your bank account to sustain you for the upcoming months. If you know that that's your industry, if you know that you're a school teacher and you're not going to make money for June, July, and August, you're not going to have any income for those 3 months, then what is your plan B? Don't sit on your butt at home doing nothing and then crying that you have no money. Don't do that. Be smart, be wise, make good decisions. And then you don't have to have the financial stress. You don't have to have any stress if you can make good decisions about how you want to live your life. Okay? If I know that I'm a realtor and I only have 6 good months through the whole entire 12 months of the year, I have got to make sure that when I hit it hard, I hit it strong, right? And I save that money so that I can support us, right? And pay all the bills, right? I have to know that when the season is off, I have to have some alternatives. I have to maybe build as a realtor that I'm focused more on rentals and not just sales. That I'm not just a listing agent. That I'm not just a listing agent in Sugarland. That I go all over town if needed, right? So I get really passionate about this, guys, and I apologize, but I just see so many people becoming overwhelmed and stressed because of financial decisions that they make, and you are causing your own stress. So let's stop. If you need more help with this, We do take insurance. We don't have to take money out of your pocket. But if we do have to take money out of your pocket, it's only $49 a session. We bring peace, love, joy, and light into the lives of millions. Thank you with affordable online counseling. Anytime, anywhere. We say, enter our gates into a brighter tomorrow where you are in control. Bye-bye.